Totoo nga bang kapag galing ka sa kilalang pamilya, mas madali rin para sa'yo ang umangat? Pambansagan sila, mga nepo baby. Isa sa mga anak ng pinakasikat na Pinoy sa buong mundo, si Michael Pacquiao. Ang tatay niya ay ang world boxing champ at ang Pambansang Kamao na si Manny Pacquiao. Pero ang laban na gustong pagwagian ni Michael ay sa larangan ng music bilang isang hip-hop artist. May mga hadlang nga ba para sa mga anak ng sikat?
Hello mga kapuso! Ako si Dr. Ana Tuazon, ang inyong kakwentuhan na psychologist sa Share Ko Lang. Tinanong namin kayo kung may advantage nga ba sa buhay kung ikaw ay galing sa isang kilalang pamilya. Pag-uusapan natin ang inyong mga shinare kasama ang amateur boxer at rapper na si Michael Pacquiao. Hi Michael! Welcome to Share Ko Lang!
Hello po. Thank you for having me.
Yung iba ang nakikita lang nila yung last name, diba? Ikaw ay anak ni Manny Pacquiao. And even Pacquiao, the last name, is so distinct, diba? So, kamusta ang pagiging anak ni Manny Pacquiao?
For me, it's okay because I've gotten used to it na. Sanay na po ako sa mga, like, every time I go out, makilala ako, like agad, kahit na may face mask, pa rin, they still recognize me. But now it's okay. I can still go out without because people respect like some space also. So I'm happy na they still they just don't come up to you and be like hello and like if like you're eating or like you're somewhere like with the friends, they have respect naman.
So, naalala mo ba yung first time mo, siguro batang-bata pa, no?
Okay.
Do you remember the first time na-realize mo, teka, parang kilala ata ang tatay ko?
That was a long time ago because all of a sudden, there was this day na mag-fight si daddy because my daddy had a fight. Tapos biglang, there's like this, the new TV, like news, like pumunta sa bahay and there was like a lot of cameras and a lot of people. Nagulat ako. Yun yung first time ko na like, what? Maraming tao, what's this? I thought we were just gonna watch my dad sa TV lang fight. But then there's like many people coming over and many like TV news channels also. And they started interviewing us.
Mm.
And then, yun, it was like so nerve-wracking kasi first time ko nun. Sa TV din.
You know, prior to that, how would you describe your childhood? Diba? Was there a moment na parang, ito lang, pamilya lang, walang pangalan, walang tanyag, walang showbiz? Naalala mo pa ba yun?
Very blurry na. Very hard to remember that time because at that time, my dad was already like champion. Champion na siya. And he was international na siya, training internationally.
Were there ways na yung si mami mo or si daddy mo talagang sinubukan nila mabigyan kayo ng mga kapatid mo ng normal childhood na kahit mayaman tayo, kahit sikat si papa, hindi. Ito pa rin. Ito ang gagawin natin.
Yeah, they try. They take care of like who we meet, they ask who we go out with para at least walang bad influence.
Lahat ba? Kasi ito usually inisip nila, 'di ba? Pag mayaman, sikat, ang mga parents, lahat ba ng gusto mo binibigay nila sa iyo?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Yeah, we have to earn it, which is that was, I realized growing up was really nice kasi they taught us how to be humble in a way where we can't have everything even though we have everything. It's we have the money and stuff, but that's not really the focus. It's because their focus was just to survive and have food, and they said to always even though we have this money, we always have to be thankful for what we have because the Lord gave us these things.
Okay. So, hindi porket, may access na sila sa lahat,
Yeah.
ay binibigay nila lahat, basta-basta.
Apo.
And it sounds like, parang na-appreciate mo naman yung pagka-strict
yeah.
nila.
Yeah, I appreciate. Because as I grew older, it made me the person who I am now.
Now, at school, I imagine, I imagine it creates a fuss, around your classmates, especially nung time na napaka-active
Apo.
pa ng dad mo.
Mhm.
Ano yung upside at downside when it comes to friends?
Friends, it's hard to distinguish between fake friends and real friends because I've had that experience before that I thought they were like actual friends, but in the end their true colors came out. They weren't actually, they were just there because because other people would think of them. They were thinking of themselves, like, oh, friend siya ni, and then they thought they would get a lot from me also, so they would take advantage of like my trust in them and money also.
So, have you, dahil ba doon medyo mas selective ka sa mga nagiging ka-close mo?
Opo, yes, because that shocked me at first when it happened. It shocked me na that could happen to me at any time I meet someone and then they're like really nice. So I'm really selective of who I choose to trust to be my closest, like actual, to bring into my like circle.
I will tell you, Michael, di ba, even for adults, I'm sure, if you ask your dad, pati siya nahirapan, di ba? Once he found his fame, para hanap, para to realize sino yung totoo at sino hindi. It's hard enough for adults to discern that. Tas ikaw, batang-bata ka pa. You had to figure out how to do that right away or else, nako, baka na-take advantage ka. So now, okay, it's interesting because now you're trying to make a name for yourself. And it's such an important process and maybe a more complicated process. Kasi, diba, yun na nga, your last name precedes you. So, you are a rapper and I saw one of your videos was 15 million views.
Oh, yeah.
Hate, right?
Hate.
Yeah. What is that song about? I'm so curious.
Hate is mostly about the people that didn't believe in me, like mga haters, ganun. So yeah.
Yeah. Were there a lot of that?
There were. Yeah, they were actually, because I was just doing my thing. I wanted to. It was just a hobby, music, and I wanted to just do it. But there were others like, you should do boxing or like that, or you should do other things. Na parang they didn't really, because they didn't really know what I wanted and who I like. So.
So ang in-expect nila sa'yo, mag-boxing ka. That seemed to be the most natural thing for other people, for you.
People.
Yeah.
Opo.
In your own family ba, is there a bit of a pressure to go for boxing?
No, because my dad told me to not do boxing because to not be pressured. My mom told me not to be pressured because the boxing thing is already done, he said. Because it's dangerous and we don't need to go through that we don't need to go through that what my dad went through. And so there's for me no pressure at all.
Actually, naisip ko yun Ko, kahit na doon kami sumikat, di ko yata kaya na yung sarili kong anak sa sabak sa ring. I'm sure your mom, di ba parang it was hard enough for her to watch her husband go through that.
Yeah.
And you actually tried boxing
I did.
recently.
Yeah.
What was that? Did you just really want to do it? Nag-cave in ka ba? Sige nga, let's try it. Sabi nila
Boxing right now, I do boxing for workout exercise, and my trainer has trains like pro boxers also. So they would go to the events also, and they asked me if I wanted to join, and I was like, why not? Let's see, because boxing was actually my first like passion that I wanted to do boxing, and so this was the opportunity to try it and feel what it was like, what it would be like to fight in the ring.
And how was that experience? Did it feel for you na, okay, this feels, I feel the legacy in my hands? Did it confirm it, or you're like, wait, teka lang.
No.
Just because my last name is Pacquiao, I don't think
Yeah.
this is for me.
That one, yeah. No, it didn't really come to mind after the legacy and all that, because for me it was just a thought na I wanted to just try it out, just the feeling. I wasn't nervous at all, but nung nasa ring na ako, doon na yung nerves na like it came up na yung nerves, like parang oh my god, nasa ring na ako, tsaka yung kalaban ko nasa harap ko na.
So it's something you tried, and at least it sounds like no regrets.
No regrets. It was fun, and the feeling is so like the adrenaline and the nerves. It's a nice, really good, nice experience.
Yeah, it's definite. It must be such an intense experience, and ultimately, you'd rather focus on music.
Yes.
Okay. So I am curious, why music? Sabi mo nga, it's not something people expected from you.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, your dad also released music.
Yeah.
Right? Although a very different genre.
Very different genre.
Still, diba? It was not something people expected. Sabi mo nga, people expected you, the kids, to be athletes, to be boxers, ganyan. What was the reaction when people, you told people or you showed people your music?
They were shocked at first. So, I posted like a teaser na doing music in my like IG posted, and they were shocked because they were like, Pacquiao pala to, doing music. And some people said that I should just continue boxing, just do the boxing still, but that was like the beginning. But now they see me as a rapper. So which is nice.
Yeah, what is that like? Anong pakiramdam na pag naisip nila Michael Pacquiao, ang naiisip na nila rapper, not boxer, not necessarily son, di ba? Kaagad son of Manny Pacquiao, but you're starting to see your identity as a rapper become known bit by bit.
And that's feeling is nice. It's actually like, at least I don't, which is good, is at least I don't hear anymore like son of like my dad, and then they see me as like, because I hear mostly yung Michael Pacquiao, yung rapper. So at least it's out there now that people know that I'm a rapper.
And at such a young age.
Yeah. I started 2 years ago. It was 2020. I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Everything was a shock.
So, punta muna tayo dun sa mga shinare ng ating mga kapuso. Kasi we asked them, di ba, kung sa palagay ba nila may advantage ba kung kilala ang pamilya. Ang sabi ng isa nating kapuso, hinahangaan at inaalagaan ng mabuti dahil anak ng sikat. At ang sabi ng isa, kapag nagreklamo sila, aksyon agad. Kapag nobody ka, good luck na lang. Honestly, nakaramdam ka ba ng benefit or advantage sometimes na dahil ikaw ay Pacquiao, may na-resolve ka kaagad or may nakuha kang good treatment? Meron ka na bang naranasang ganong advantage?
There is an advantage, but the people don't get is is you can actually resolve agad. But the people don't get is they that they think I just ask and then they would instantly give, which is not the case. Because if needed, if it's like a issue that's that needs to be dealt with, like priority, then it will get done agad. But most of the time, but yeah, I did experience that, but not so much, you know.
So I'm sure even if you could get away with something, ay, no. Hindi natin gagamitin ang connections natin. And are there things lang, di ba? Parang real talk lang, di ba? There are things, even the little things.
Yeah.
Kunyari, pag-reserve sa restaurant or di ba yung mga ganon, are there little things that were like, okay, that one I don't have to. Parang hindi siya problema for you.
Yeah, those things, like little things. Just the name already is I can get away with like those little things. Like for example, like the restaurants, they would reserve agad if they heard like the name, the Pacquiao, ganun.
So, meron naman tayong mga kapuso, no? They mention the term nepotism, and I'm sure you've heard of it, di ba? And I think sa social media nga, di ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng trend ngayon of the nepo baby. But you know, in terms of nepotism, so sabi ng isa nating kapuso, malala ang nepotism sa Pilipinas, from politics to showbiz, kahit sa workplace. At ang sabi naman ng isa, nakatatak na yung name ng mga magulang sa showbiz industry. By the way, when we asked them, we didn't ask about Pacquiao. We just asked about, di ba, famous showbiz families. So they became a trademark ng mga anak. Unlike yung mga iba na nag-aartista, they need to earn credits para makilala. So, Michael, kasi di ba sa Pilipinas especially, name matters kahit anong industriya. Kung politics, di ba? Sa mga neighborhoods, sa showbiz especially, entertainment also. So, siguro, anong masasabi mo about yung ganit, you know, I know, parang mabigat, no? Parang, anong masasabi mo about this culture, no, of legacies? This culture of, di ba, yung mga children, na going for, at least ikaw nga, iniba mo Iniba mo yung career mo, di ba?
I don't really have much to say about it. It's just a culture. It's a culture that's been here many years now.
Are there any doors na binuksan ng dad mo?
I actually just did it by myself. My dad wasn't, because my dad's always busy, so I respect that. So it was just basically me and one of my friends too. We decided to put out the song. We bought like music equipment, stuff like that, but only like the really basic equipment before. And my parents knew only after the viral video, yung 15 million.
Naitago ba yun?
Because they thought, you know, they would see me in my room lang in the computer all day, every day. And yeah, doon lang when I went viral sa Twitter, nakita nila yun, and they were proud of me. But yeah, but the process was just me learning how to make beats, and that's where I started, and then learning how to compose or write lyrics for music, and learning basically music things.
Yeah, and then it sort of blew up. It became this thing. Did you imagine that you would become a signed artist right away, performing?
No, actually, because music was just a hobby. I just love music. All my life, I've been just listening to music. Music was a way for me to like get out of this world, you know, and then just take in my world. You know, I would always wear headphones, and my mom would get mad. So I always have like headphones listening to music.
So, Michael, how intentional was it na hindi ka humingi ng tulong? And so, intentional ba sa'yo na, hindi, gusto ko to gawin the indie way, di ba? So just post music, see what comes up. How important was it for you, di ba, that you did it on your own, with your own connections?
I don't really ask much. My dad, I don't really ask any that much, like often, to my parents, because I feel like I'm being like a spoiled, by just asking. So I don't really ask. I think like never asked. Only like once or twice, but it was like a normal. It was just natural thing for me to just do it on my own, because I've always done things on my own, and I believe that I could do it on my own. I believe that I was able to do it on my own, that I can just do it now, then like ask for like help or whatever.
So para sa iba kasi, di ba, iniisip nila, pag anak ka ng isang kilalang, magulang, hindi mahirap at whatsoever sumikat, na ang dali-dali sumikat. Sabi ng isang kapuso natin, kilala po sila dahil sa magulang ng mga batang sikat. Yung isa, malaking advantage dahil may fan base na ang magulang. At ang sabi naman ng isa, wala naman talaga talent, apelyido nagdadala sa kasikatan. So, once lumabas na to, and actually nauna yon, di ba? Nauna na naging viral. Yung song mo, yung performance mo, may ginawa ba? Parang sinuportahan ka ba ng fans ng dad mo? Do you notice any intersection between your fans and his fans?
My dad's fans are really different from my fans, to be honest.
Hindi sila hip-hop, my God.
Because my dad's fans are like, okay, daddy, they're fans. And so, they were the ones that like, parang boxing dapat ako. But I saw na I grew. I made like my own fan base.
Mm-hmm.
There's many different, like, I have a fan base now where it's like music. It's very different from my dad's.
Is there anything you kind of ask for advice from your parents about now this new career that you're having?
Yeah, I asked like some advice. The advice they gave me was mostly to be humble all the time. Kasi sometimes fame gets to you, but always stay humble and don't take in what other people would say, like the haters, mga ganun. Just do what you love and continue.
So parang yun talaga yung wisdom na pwede nilang i-impart, kasi even though their industry is different, di ba, sa kanila boxing and politics as well, right? And yours is, music. They know what it means to be famous, and they know the risks and the costs of fame as well. So siguro maybe as a final thing, parang what does it mean for you now na you get, parang, di ba sabi mo, parang you're no longer necessarily, okay, di ba, hindi ako susunod sa career path ng dad ko. At least for now, we never know, right? But, and for now, parang it sounds like you're really trying to carve out your own path. Ito ako, my interest is music, my interest is rap. So what does it mean for you to be known as your own person and not just as your father's son?
It means a lot, I guess, because people think na boxer si daddy, na boxing din kami, na wala kaming ibang like talents or other things na magawa. But here's to show na just because my dad is a boxer doesn't mean I have to pursue boxing, and that doesn't mean that's the only thing we can do, like talent wise. I also have different passion than interest also. So yeah, yun, to show people that it's not just boxing. That's also music. It can be anything. Music, other sports, basketball.
So parang hindi ka lang Pacquiao. Diba? Ikaw si Michael.
Michael.
First and foremost.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's interesting kasi diba rap, rhythm and poetry, you cannot be a rapper kung hindi ka authentic. Diba?
Yeah.
You speak and sing your truth.
Mhm.
That's what it means. Do you think that through your rap, no, parang you can really show people, this is me, outside of my family, outside of my name, outside of my fame.
Yes.
This is me.
This is me. Yes, I get to express who I am and who I really am, like just being me, authentic. That's always been my flow. Like always be true to who I am. Be yourself. Be humble and be yourself. So even with the friends I choose to be within my circle, they're always real to me. They don't sugarcoat anything. If they say like this music is bad, it's bad. And so I like that real.
So thank you so much, Michael, for this conversation.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Kung may gusto kayong pag-usapan, mag-iwan lang ng comment below or email us at sharekolang@gmanews.tv. We're also streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Thanks for tuning in.